Good morning, afternoon, evening YouTube, whenever you're watching this. Coming at you mid-deload. We are just getting steps today instead of what would usually be my time training, because I am day 3/4 of deload. I'm saying /4 because I'd like it to be. I like to not include Friday's session. It's currently Monday right now, which would be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But I did actually train on Friday, but it was literally, I can't even describe what it was. It was as if you were like 3 days out from your show and you were just doing like really light pump sets. That is all I could actually muster. For like 30 minutes I did a couple of rows, pull downs, bit of arms, bit of delts, and I was absolutely done. I had to just call time on the session. I was literally so dead. This past 8 weeks of the training block that I've just done. 8 weeks is actually quite long for myself. I usually get to around 6 weeks and I'm feeling pretty beat up and ready for a deload, but 8 weeks, and obviously within that I had a peak week, a photo shoot, and then obviously I pretty much went straight back into training after the shoot. And yeah, like just have been training hard, really, harder and harder, trying to push my strength up in line with food increasing. So yeah, I am fucked basically. And yeah, on Friday I just had to call it a day. Did some posing rounds in the gym, can't lie, felt pretty good. Like in general, with where my physique's at the moment, I'm really happy with it, but I just need a break. Pretty burnt out. Spent the weekend doing as minimal as I possibly could. I even took Saturday off cardio. I needed to get cardio in. Like I do 4 lots of cardio a week, 25 minutes, so didn't do it on Saturday. So I'm actually going to do cardio later this afternoon, just to kind of make up for my 4 times a week last week. Obviously I check in on Tuesdays, so it'll still be 4 times within my check-in week. And then I'll start fresh tomorrow. I'll do cardio Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, which is when on an ideal week, that is when I do my 4 cardio sessions. I think in general, if you have cardio like set out throughout your week, 3 sessions, 4 sessions, whatever it is, if you can try and have a routine around that. I'll have a lot of clients that like somehow manage to miss their cardio, and I'm like, did you actually plan your week? And the more that you can kind of plan your cardio around your actual routine and what's going to be realistic. Like for me, that is an ideal week when I can get it on those days, because it's 4 times. But yeah, that's an ideal week scenario. Then there'll be weeks where I simply have to do it on a Monday or a Wednesday. And that is what it is. And obviously this week, I'm not training, so I'm just replacing it with... I usually do fasted cardio, to be fair, just for a convenience thing, get it out of the way. And there's certain mornings when I'm more free than others, which is why I prefer Tuesdays and Thursdays. But yeah, so it's Monday, rather not do it in the morning, but I've got a free window this afternoon to do it, and it doesn't really matter whether you do your fasted cardio when you're not taking like various lipolytics or whatever. Like when I was dieting and I was taking Clen, yes, 100% I need to do fasted cardio, but now I don't need to do fasted cardio. I can actually just do it when it suits me, and usually, like I said, it suits me to get it done in the morning on a busy day, but with me having a free block this afternoon to kind of get it done, yeah, that's what I'll do. So get some steps in now. Generally feeling better, generally feeling fresher. I was zombified this weekend, but I have also pulled caffeine. Not completely. I don't think that's a good idea depending on how much you were having previously to just pull it, but I've pulled it down. I've eliminated energy drinks because I've been having one a day for a long time, and yeah, it's better off if I just stop having them, because they're not doing anything. They're just perpetuating fatigue. Like if you're in a cycle of trying to mask fatigue with caffeine, you'll get to a point where it does absolutely nothing except make you more tired, because you're just driving up adrenaline, you're driving up your central nervous system, and then you're crashing and you're feeling worse. So I actually just need to come away from that for a bit. No energy drinks for me, especially like, you know, I'd have them as like a pre-workout. I'm not training, and then obviously on a rest day I'd have them as well anyway, which is just silly. So I haven't had, this is like my Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3rd day without them. Feeling much better. Resting heart rate has dropped off nicely. I'm in the 40s now, which is generally considered to be like fit and athletic when you're in the 40s. And then obviously various lifestyle factors, including caffeine intake, will bring your resting heart rate higher. So mine usually sits in the 50s. Yeah, and obviously when lipolytics are in, it might get up into the 60s and stuff like that. But to have it in the 40s for now is really nice. So in a good spot. Just need to see out this deload now. Boring, but yeah, I'm hoping I'll be able to get back in the gym on Wednesday. That would be ideal, but we'll see. else do this, like with the air fryer, just like put whatever this is called on the scales to weigh out your stuff. Is that normal? It's what I do. But yes, check-in went down this morning. Weight continues to drop. So I am in the 143s for the last couple of days, considering I was 142 before I like went for my photo shoot. Basically like a pound up in about 5 weeks. So yeah, as Christian said this morning, I've smashed this post-diet phase. But honestly, it doesn't feel like that because the diet genuinely wasn't hard at all. I feel like I'm at a point now, obviously I started kind of with the whole, like, I don't know, maybe 2017 with the whole bodybuilding thing. I got my first bodybuilding coach in 2018. I stepped on stage for the first time in 2019. So yeah, 5, 6 years, whatever you want to call it, that I've been kind of pursuing bodybuilding. And I just don't find dieting hard anymore. I don't know if other people get to that point as well. I think definitely, like, if you are going to pursue bodybuilding seriously and long term, like, if you find dieting difficult, it's probably not gonna bode well. Like, it is a sport where you are required to diet down, you know. Obviously not every year doing a prep, but every, you know, sometime during the year, or at least every 18 months, you'll be dieting. And if you find that really difficult, you know, it's probably not going to bode well for your like long-term success in the sport or your relationship with food as well, which to me, like, doesn't get affected. Like, I think if you're someone who you're dieting and you're sort of craving like foods and stuff, I mean, we all get there at the back end of a prep when it gets really extreme. But if you're doing like what I did, like an 8-week diet, and then you're finding that you absolutely just can't wait to eat everything in sight, you know, it's probably not a good sign. So for myself, I suppose just dieting becomes a bit of a skill, really. It's part of the sport. And for me, it's like, it's just something that you just do and you enjoy it. You enjoy the process, and then it's not about the food. Like, I never felt hungry or food focused on that diet, except when we were fat loading, because I do love my carbs and I missed them for a few days. So I was like thinking, oh, like, that I really didn't enjoy the foods that we ate on the fat load. So like having 5 days of eating like stuff I really don't like wasn't fun. So I was thinking about the foods I do like. But in general, what I mean is, like, the diet as a whole was like easy, as a diet should be when you're used to doing it. So like, it just didn't feel like it was a challenge. Like, reversing out didn't feel like a challenge. And it's like I've gone from 1,200 calories to, I mean, they've just been up now, so this is a rest day, we'll be sitting around 2,600, I think, and I've gained a pound in that time. So it's like, that is what can happen when you actually capitalize on a reverse out of a diet. Like, if you do things as you should and like follow the plan, because you're not thinking about eating everything else in sight, like, you will come to a point where you can stay nice and like in good condition, capitalize on that diet, which is what I really wanted to do, and just be eating a lot more food. So because food has been upped, what I'm actually going to do is have 270 grams of potatoes. I'd usually have 200, but I believe 270 is 40 carbs, just off the top of my head, because I'm weird with numbers. We'll soon find out if it's not, but I think it is. And yeah, my food's been increased by 25 grams of carbs on both days. So yeah, I'm hungry, to be honest. I've got to a point now, I think, with the deload and just dropping off inflammation, stress from the body, like, I am hungrier this last few days. I've generally felt hungry between meals, like waiting for the next meal. So yeah, I'm ready for some more food. So I'm glad that we've upped it today. So that's basically that. Got all my salad items. I'll tend to just, if you've not watched the channel before, I tend to just make like a little bit of a bed of salad, and then I'll put my potatoes on top. Got some sausages, and yeah, that's the protein source for the meal. So 25 grams of protein. It's meant to be 60 grams of carbs now, but I can't lie, I prefer to just like split my day up into little snacks. So I'll get those other 20 grams of carbs from like rice cakes and just have them like in an hour or two later. So it's just, yeah, just breaks up the day with little snacks. That's just how I prefer to do it. So that's how it is. Like, the rest day now is like 5 meals, and then 3 of them are 60 grams of carbs each, and 2 of them are like 0 carb. So what's that? 180 carb from trace. But that's not including my fruit allowances for the day. So I do get like fruit per meal. So it'll be like, it's actually 75 grams per meal. So 60 from like starchy carbs and then like 15 from fruits and stuff like that. So I think my trace macros or my trace carbs on a rest day now will be more like, let's say 75, 150, 225, something along those lines, and then it racks up to like close to 300 when I obviously, because I track macros per meal, so it racks up. It's probably about 300 at the moment, but yeah, I'll track it all in and let you know by the end of the day what my actual new macros and calories are. And I'll be back in the gym tomorrow, so it'll be different for the training day, obviously, and yeah, we'll see about that. But yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. So just ready for a big push up now until August. Just push. I've got holiday in 4 weeks time, so I feel like I'll be still looking pretty decent for that, and I'm happy about that, to be honest. So yeah, holiday, gonna be fun, gonna be a time to just like enjoy the fact that I dieted and, like I said, sort of capitalize on the post-diet phase. So now it's like still leaner but like fuller, and just feeling generally good on a lot of or a decent amount of food. So, you know, I can just chill when I go on holiday, which is a really nice spot to be in. Like I say, it's always worth sticking to it when you are like in a post-diet phase, not wanting to eat everything in sight. But like I said, it is a skill. Like if you are meant for bodybuilding long term, like you'll embrace all the phases and enjoy them, and you'll just get on with it, to be fair. So yeah, that's where I'm at, feeling good with it all, and yeah, catch up with you in a bit. Okay, I will wrap the video up now. As promised, the macros for my new rest day are as follows. So obviously I was right about the trace, by the way. It is 225 on a rest day with the carbs, but with all the additional macros added in as we track throughout the day, it ends up being 286 carbs. So yeah, like I said, nearer to 300, 72 fats and 169 protein. So that is a general amount. I think the last time that I tracked on a rest day was 2 weeks ago when my food last got upped, and I was 253 carbs. So, and 71 fat and 182 protein. So to kind of be, you know, obviously every day varies ever so slightly if I change my food sources, but to be 286 carbs from a previous, what did I say, 253. Yeah, so just to bear in mind that my net carbs have been up by 25 grams, and I'm going up there by like 33. Is that 33? Which is 8 grams over 25 increase, that which just shows you how clean I'm eating. Obviously if you're looking, obviously on my plan we've got like protein from, I'll read you what it actually says on my plan. So protein from lean whole food choices. So if I wasn't doing that, then we'd have a problem. But, you know, generally speaking, my meal one will be oats, so with whey protein for the protein source, and that's the carb needs to come from starch, basically, either starch when it's the whole foods, and then it's only on a pre-workout where that can come from easily digestible carb source, brackets, rice-based cereal, bagels, jam, etc. And all the other meals, it should be coming from starch. So I'll take that from my oats, from my potatoes that I have, and then I'll just go for like rice cakes and stuff as my snacks, which is slightly deviating, but still, rice cakes are largely just carbs. It's when we start to choose other less simple foods options that add different macros elsewhere, but to be adding 8 grams of carbs on top of what should be 25 grams, it just shows you that I'm eating pretty clean, simple food choices. So yeah, we've got oats in the morning. We've got that potato meal that I always have. As you saw, I added avocado to it today for my 10 grams of fat for that meal. On a training day, I won't have the avocado. And then post-workout, on a training day, I'll have like the rice-based cereals. I'll have my cereals. My meal 3 on a rest day, however, will be like a yogurt meal with some fruit, with some dark chocolate. And then my evening meal on both days is still a carbless meal. So I'll have a tuna salad. Tonight, I'm probably going to have a chicken one instead. And then I finish the day with oats as well. So it's a really simple diet, really simple food choices. And I think it's important when you are doing macros per meal to do that. Otherwise, you just end up with completely different macros every day and it throws off the consistency. But I'm pretty consistent with those meals every day. Just ever so slight deviations here and there, depending on like snacking or if I'm out and about. But generally speaking, yeah, it's the same. So I've tracked now, probably won't track another rest day again. I might track the odd meal when I know it's going to be slightly different to what I've had on a previous day, but generally speaking, I don't deviate much. So that's my current rest day setup, and the calories worked out to about 2,500. So they'll be a little bit higher on a training day. I think that they'll be about 2,600 or so, a little bit above that. If you want me to do a full day of eating in the next one, I can do. I haven't got loads coming up in the next few weeks, to be fair. Looking forward to like my clients season starting next month. That's when I've got my first client show of the year. Until then, it's just me training, getting back into the next big training block and eating. So if there's anything specific you want to see or you want me to go over, just absolutely just let me know. And in terms of like a bit of a Deload 101, I guess that just comes in line with, you know, for me, it was generally just feeling less and less recovered, feeling less and less like I'd slept, like waking up and feeling like I hadn't slept and things like that, until eventually my sessions also started to dwindle. And it took me a little bit longer to identify that I needed one, just based on the fact that I was training elsewhere on the Saturdays. The last couple of times I was training with clients on Saturdays, so it threw off my ability to assess my own recovery, because I was feeling like under recovered because I'd been training with clients and training in different gyms and stuff. But yeah, generally, you know, your sleep might start to suffer, which mine did. Lack of recovery, general driving up in like overall fatigue, like feeling like you haven't slept when you've slept quite well, things like that. So, you know, sleep quality's actually suffered there, and then you're waking up feeling like you haven't slept. So it's kind of these things when we know. And obviously the more you track and monitor your training blocks, like I know after about 6 weeks I'm starting to go a bit slightly downhill. So this was like an 8-week block, including a peak week and a photo shoot. So yeah, 100% time for a deload. But yeah, I'm really happy and excited to get back into the gym tomorrow. Especially, I've thought to myself as well, I didn't really train properly on Friday, and I took last Wednesday and Thursday off. So it's like, actually, I've trained properly on Tuesday last week, and it's Tuesday again now. So 100% will be ready to go back into the gym tomorrow. But yeah, I think I've waffled enough. If anyone has any more specific questions, you know, identifying deloads, tracking macros per meal, anything, whatever that I've covered off in this video, or just general queries and questions, obviously comments are always welcomed. They're always appreciated as well. Likes especially. Please do like the video if you've got this far and watched me waffle on this long. And, you know, if there's anything specific you want, like I said, just comment below. Just drop me a message on Instagram. And yeah, other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.